and welcome to a new edition of our program Around the Globe, where we'll be discussing the hottest issues in the American continent. In today's edition, we'll be discussing the U.S. role in the Middle East peace talks. And we'll be joined later on in the studio by Dr. Hisham Al-Ashmawi, the chairman of the Egyptian-American Association, to shed light on the issue. But first of all, we will start our episode as usual with a look at the latest news of the American continent.
U.S. senators ratified an arms control treaty with Russia. Bank of America stopped handling payments for whistleblowing website WikiLeaks, joining several other major financial institutions. Congress repealed the ban against gays serving openly in the military, a major victory for President Barack Obama, who had promised to end what his liberal supporters said was an outdated and discriminatory policy. The United States ruled out resuming talks with North Korea unless it shows it is serious about meeting its obligations on halting its nuclear activities. The White House said Pyongyang must stop its belligerent actions.
Former U.S. President Bill Clinton announced major new reconstruction projects in Haiti and appealed for Haitian voices to be heard following a chaotic and bitterly contested elections. Clinton also warned of the lack of cholera treatment centers, as health minister says more than 100,000 Haitians have been infected with the disease. The details with my colleague Shireen Adel.
Former U.S. President Bill Clinton announced major reconstruction projects in Haiti and warned of a lack of healthcare facilities, as the health minister warns that more than 100,000 people have been infected with the illness. Clinton, who is the UN Special Envoy for Haiti, said he had recently approved a multi-million-dollar project which will provide tens of thousands of jobs. The U.S. Special Envoy said he held a meeting with the Prime Minister and they approved $500 million worth of new projects, including an industrial park which will provide employment for 65,000 people. Clinton and Prime Minister Jean-Max Believe chaired the interim Haiti Reconstruction and Recovery Commission, the IHRC, that's helping administer the billions that international donors pledged to rebuild Haiti after the quake that killed up to 300,000 people, devastated the country's economy and infrastructure, and left more than 1 million people homeless. He said they are hoping to get hundreds of thousands of people in housing sometime in 2011. Frustrations are running high at the slow pace of rebuilding, which seem paralyzed by the advancing deadly cholera epidemic that struck the vulnerable population. Clinton said he had visited various treatment centers, and while he was impressed with the work, he was concerned about the shortage of hospitals and clinics. Health Minister Alex Larson said more than 100,000 people in the Caribbean nation have been infected with the illness since it hit in October. Meanwhile, with political tensions flaring, the contentious, turbulent November 28th elections just drove Haiti deeper into turmoil. 2 of the top 3 candidates rejected a plan to have vote tally sheets rechecked by new electoral commission amid allegations of irregularities. Earlier this week, U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton expressed frustration with the Haitian government, saying it needed to do more to help end the violent crisis sparked by disputed presidential elections, and said the international community could provide technical support with helping sort out the election. However, the former U.S. president said he preferred to focus his efforts on the country's reconstruction needs and not on its politics.
We have with us now in the studio Dr. Hisham Al-Ashmawi, chairman of the Egyptian-American Association, to shed light on the U.S. role in the Middle East peace talks. Hello, sir, and thank you for joining us here on 9 International.
Thank you for having me.
Sir, the Obama administration decision to stop seeking a new Israeli settlement freeze as a way back into talks with the Palestinians has diminished prospects of achieving a peace accord within a year. To what extent this decision by the United States will affect its credibility in the region?
Well, first we have to recognize facts. We cannot deny really that America played a big role into the peace in the Middle East. Mm-hmm. But how effective, I don't need the size, I need the affection. Has the United States succeeded in the past 62 years, since 1948, to accomplish the mission that they're looking for?
Of course not.
So when we put really realistic questions, we can answer these questions, and we will know the answer without really thinking what happened and what Obama did and what Obama expect to do and what can we ask them and why do we need to ask them. That's number one. Number two, when we have the Israeli and Palestinian talk, when we have this agenda, both parties in any contract in the world has to be qualified. Has the Palestinian party qualified to sign a contract yet? The answer also is no. I'm very sorry to say this, but it's a fact. Do we make the deal with Fatah? Hamas disapproved. Do we make the deal with Hamas?
Because of the internal friction and...
Okay, we have the same situation in Israel, but at least the Israelis, they get together when they have a teamwork to sign, to get accomplished. They have a bigger goal. So the Palestinians for the past 62 years, since 1948, even though United Nations recognized what the problem is, it has not been solved. Even though the world understands, even though some of the small countries recognize the Palestinian country. But do we need recognition or we need really solution in the long run? Now, I'm not just putting the problem in the front of everybody. No, I'm putting the problem and we have the solution, but we are not doing it for more than half of a century. So time has come that the Palestinian has to sit together, team up, forget their personal problems. And I'm not talking about Hamas and Fatah only. I'm talking about the Palestinian abroad. I'm talking about the Arab countries. How many times Hamas and Fatah went to Qatar, to Saudi Arabia, to Egypt to solve this problem tremendously, and they pray and they put their hand on the Quran and they kiss each other and they hug each other. I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming the system that they're living it. So time has come before really we ask the United States to put a solution for this problem forever, which it will take ages if we remain the same way, that the Palestinian has to get together. They have to have one leader, no matter they like him or not, for the 4 years. Let's take United States an example. Bush was not one of the best presidents, but the people of the United States did not stop work. The people of the United States did not stop producing production. The people of the United States did not stop, having future, changing him. If they didn't like him 4 years, 8 years, let's have Obama. Now, if they didn't like Obama, they will change Obama for another one. So the leader is not the problem. The people are the problem. The leader represents the people. So we cannot blame everything on the leader. Time has come. Palestine has to get together in order to qualify to sign a contract with the Israelis.
Sir, do you believe that the solution should come from inside at the beginning, not from the United States?
Who needs the solution? Israel? No. Israel is doing what they want. United States? No. Egypt? No. They're the one who needs it, really, the Palestinian. So they had to work out. They should not wait for donation lifetime. They should not wait for outside force to help them. We have a say in Arabic, "Ma hakka zahrak misl zufrak." No one can scratch your back except your nails. So time has come that the Palestinian has to team up to solve the problem. But we are willing to help, but
Israel
we are
is
not
always
willing to carry
having the backing of the United States and the Security Council as well.
Well, let me just, I immigrated to the United States since 1982. So it's almost 28 years. Everybody thinks that the United States is backing Israel. That's not true. The fact, what I'm saying is not Hisham's opinion, no. I'm saying the facts. The Jewish lobby. And we have to have a huge difference between the Jewish lobby and Israel and the American. It's completely different. The Jewish lobby has the money, has the media, has the power. Ask United States leaders, government, people to direct them in the way Israel wants. So, do we have a lobby? No. Do we have a Muslim lobby? No. Do we have Egyptian lobby? No. Do we have an Arab lobby? No. Do we have Arab citizen?
Our position
Do we have Arab citizen lives in the United States? Yes. Do we have money in the United States? Yes. Do we have manpower much more than the Jewish? Yes. Do we have all the tools? Yes. Do we put it together? No. So time has come that we have to learn if we call them enemy, if we call them friends, if we call them alliance, if we call them anything. I don't care about the names. I care about the action. So time has come to recognize it. Time has come to team up. Either the Palestinian together, the Arab together, the Muslim together, name it what. But really, the world together, the European together, we have to understand where we are. We cannot really divide each other more. We cannot have 21 or 25 Arab countries. Each one need a visa. Each one has a currency. I spoke to Mr. Amr Moussa, time has come really to have one currency. Let's learn from the European Union. When one country falls, all the European Union come and help. And take this country up.
We should have more unity inside the Arab world.
And this is really not the role of the Palestinian or the Egyptian or the Saudis or one country. This is the role of really the media, all over the Arab countries, the people of the Arab countries, the religion. I'm talking about Muslim, Christian, Jews who were living here. Morocco invited back the Moroccan Jews. Tunisia invited back. So we should have really a difference between the religion and the nationality. We shouldn't hate the Jewish because they help Israel. Because we have Egyptian Jews who live abroad. They are in love with Egypt.
It's not a matter of religion, sir. It's a matter of people.
Concept. We have to have the concept, the guideline to teach our new generation. Time has come to love each other. Time has come to team up together. Time has come to hear your enemy. There is a very famous say, if you have your friend close, have your enemy closer, to understand really. So if Israel today is the friends or they have peace with Jordan or Egypt or other countries, we should really hear them and know what they do. If the enemy of the Palestinian should be more closer in order really to understand how to protect themselves from the enemy. So no matter what, you have to deal with them. You cannot shut off the door and say, I will not talk to them, I will not have peace with them. So time has come to learn from your enemy, to learn from the people, your neighbors, and understand what's going on in the world.
Sir, we'll continue our conversation, but first we will take this report. The United States abandoned its efforts to persuade Israel to freeze construction of the Jewish settlements, dealing a blow to efforts to revive Israeli-Palestinian peace talks. The details in the following story.
The United States abandoned efforts to persuade Israel to renew a freeze on settlement building as part of efforts to revive Middle East peace talks. Washington had been negotiating with Israel to try to meet Palestinian conditions for restarting direct talks. Ending weeks of intense U.S. diplomacy aimed at forging a settlement deal, a senior U.S. diplomat told reporters in Israel that it's not the time to renew direct negotiations by renewing the moratorium. Palestinians said they would not engage in any direct talks while Israelis build on territory seized in the 1967 Middle East war. U.S. President Barack Obama, in launching the talks in September, said he hoped to have a peace deal signed in a year. But the lack of a settlement agreement and the collapse of direct talks appeared to put the timeline in doubt. In Washington, officials said that the United States was weighing a return to indirect talks following its failure to revive the direct negotiations. The officials said one possibility they would explore with senior Israeli and Palestinian officials who are expected to visit Washington would be resuming indirect peace talks. Israeli officials had no immediate comment, while spokesman for Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas said he was studying the U.S. decision. Palestinian officials said they may seek to declare statehood unilaterally in the occupied West Bank if negotiations with Israel foundered. 3 Latin American nations, Argentina, Brazil, and Uruguay, declared recognition of a Palestinian state. Israel occupied the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, since 1967, settling close to 500,000 Jews in more than 100 settlements. They are considered illegal under international law, although Israel disputes this. There are about 2.5 million Palestinians living in the West Bank.
Welcome back. Sir, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton said that the U.S. will keep pressuring both Israel and the Palestinians to go back to the negotiation, either direct or indirect. Do you believe that there is an engineering formula or certain formula which the United States will have to force both sides to return to the negotiating table?
I love to answer. It's a great question, by the way, and I love to answer your question by another question that everybody knows the answer. When the United States in the past few years pressured Israel not to build anymore, did Israel hear United States?
Actually not.
Did the Palestinians do anything about it? Did the United Nations do anything about it? So whether really, let's see the facts here. Time has come to face the facts. Like Bush the father say, time has come to understand what's going on. So time has come to understand that whether United States push Israel to stop or not to push Israel to stop or to talk to Israel, at the end, Israel would do